Dear students, welcome back to the session. Now we need to discuss a very important topic, that is friction. You should know how to incorporate frictional force in free body diagram. Okay, just have a look on the definition of friction. Actually, whatever the friction you are studying in engineering mechanics course, assume to be solid friction. Okay, fluid friction also present. Fluid friction means viscosity. That viscosity topic we can discuss in the fluid mechanics course. Whatever the friction you are studying here, everything is related to solid friction. Okay, so friction in the sense it is related to the roughness present at contact surface. Right now, what is the definition of the friction? The resistance offered by roughness present at contact surface is called friction. Okay, we need to build an expression for friction. Take one block. It is a block. It's very simple. I think you studied this thing in 6th class. Okay, consider one normal reaction. Normal reaction always act perpendicular to the surface. Frictional resistance is acting here. This is frictional force. Now, what is the resultant between these two? Resultant force. The resultant force R. Here R equals to square of the frictional force plus square of the normal reaction at contact surface. And coefficient of friction at the contact surface is mu. Mu equal to coefficient of friction. And what is meant by friction angle? Friction angle is nothing but angle made by the resultant with the normal is called friction angle. Phi equals to friction angle. Of course, it is a vector. Now just transform from here to here. Just write frictional force here. Okay? Just apply tan phi. What is tan phi in this triangle? Equal to tan phi equals to frictional force by normal reaction. Tan phi is nothing but coefficient of friction. Frictional force by N. Here finally frictional force equals to mu N. You can call this as a limiting friction. Limiting friction. What is meant by limiting friction? Here, the maximum resistance offered by roughness present at contact surface. It is what? Resistance offered by roughness present at contact surface. Limiting friction in the sense maximum resistance offered by roughness present at contact surface. Okay, it is a property of the roughness actually, surface property. It is having some roughness. It is having it is capable to resist the movement of the body up to this point. Okay, now if you apply this much amount of force, up to this much amount of force, the block will be at rest. Okay, now it is having a capacity of resisting motion of the block until frictional force equal to mu into N. Okay, now here I repeat the statement regarding limiting friction. Actually, friction related to the roughness. Whatever the roughness present at contact surface, it is having some capacity to resist the motion of the block. Okay, na? So what is meant by limiting friction? Maximum capacity, maximum resistance capacity of the roughness present at contact surface is nothing but limiting friction. Okay, whatever the roughness present at contact surface, it can resist up to un value. Okay, now once you apply more than this particular value, the block will be in motion. That is the meaning of limiting friction. Okay, at every moment, roughness present at contact surface is offering some resistance. So that is called normally friction. Limiting friction means maximum resistance capacity of the roughness present at contact surface is nothing but limiting friction. The expression for limiting friction is mu n. N means normal reaction. N equal to normal reaction. Okay? So here R is the resultant between frictional force and normal reaction. Frictional force is a vector, of course. Frictional force is a vector, of course. What is the magnitude of the frictional force? Magnitude of the frictional force equivalent to mu n. What is the direction? Direction of frictional force. Frictional force always act opposite to the direction of motion of the body. It always acts opposite to the direction of motion of the body. Force is a vector, so it is having both magnitude and direction. The magnitude of frictional force equal to mu n. The direction of frictional force is, it always acts opposite to the direction of motion of the body. These two things are very important to incorporate frictional force in free body diagram. Okay, this is all about some introduction regarding friction. The definition of the friction, what is meant by limiting friction. You should feel limiting friction. For that, we can solve one good problem. Okay, so first you can move slowly, then you will get complete picture about friction. Okay, where frictional force we need to take, where we need to neglect frictional force. Okay, now if you consider the frictional force, how to incorporate frictional force in free body diagram. Okay, my aim is to draw free body diagram for the body. Okay, so in that you should have some command on the friction. Okay, so now put it in free body diagram for system of blocks. Right now, free body diagram for system of blocks. Now, it's very interesting topic, free body diagram for system of blocks. Now, firstly, we need to start from the normal block. It is very simple block. No need to make it complicated. Okay, so a block of mass m, okay, it is resting on the rough horizontal floor. It is having coefficient of friction mu. A horizontal force P is acting on the block. That is the given case. The weight of the block is given. Now we need to draw free body diagram for this block. It is very simple. Okay, first focus on the procedure. Okay, To draw free body diagram for the blocks, we need to use the table. I have already given one table to draw free body diagrams. In here, we are having 5 statements. I repeat those statements. Firstly, statement number 1, weight always act vertically downward direction. Statement number 2, tension always pull the body. Third statement, normal reaction always act perpendicular to the surface. Fourth statement, inertia, force and frictional resistance always act opposite to the direction of motion of the body. Fifth statement, at every contact surface and point, 2 normal reactions will be acting, both are equal in magnitude and unlike in nature. Okay, first start from the statement number 1. Just take a block. This is the block. What is the first statement? Here, now, what is the first statement? Weight always act vertically downward direction. Next statement, tension always pull the body. No string, no tension. Next, at every contact surface, 2 normal reactions will be acting. Both are equal in magnitude and unlike in nature. Okay, now one normal reaction is acting on the block, another normal reaction is acting on the floor. After that, this is of course applied force P. Fourth statement, what is the fourth statement? Inertia force is equivalent to mass into acceleration. Of course, this is direction of acceleration. It is a common sense. Once you apply the load here, the block will tries to move in the forward direction, right side. This is the acceleration of the block. Now, inertia force equal to ma. Now here, frictional force, frictional resistance equal to U into N. U into N. These 2 forces always act opposite to the direction of motion of the block. Now, relative friction. This is called relative friction. Relative friction is acting opposite to the direction of the normal friction. Okay, so one frictional resistance is acting like this. Relative friction will be acting on the ground floor. This is free body diagram for the block. This is free body diagram for the ground. Okay, free body diagram for the block. Free body diagram for the ground. Okay. Yes, no need to focus on this, but this is the actual procedure to draw free body diagram for the body. Okay, so FBD. Now, how to apply equilibrium equations? Tell me. Sigma H equals to 0, sigma V equals to 0. Okay, first apply sigma V equals to 0. Here normal reaction equal to weight. Then inertia force plus frictional resistance. Inertia force, frictional resistance equals to P. Your mass into acceleration plus mu into N equals to P. Mass into acceleration plus mu into W equal to P. Finally, mass into acceleration equal to P minus mu into W. Acceleration equal to, how much you will get it? 1 by m into P minus mu into W. So this is the thing. Acceleration equal to this particular P minus mu W by m. Okay, it is very simple actually. Now you are having 2 equations. Finally you got acceleration of the block. Acceleration of the block. After drawing free body diagram for the block, we need to apply equilibrium equations. Okay? So here this is acceleration of the block. After that, V is equal to U plus AT, S equal to UT plus of AT square. V square minus Q square equal to 2AS. They will frame some questions like this. If they ask acceleration of the block is, you will directly get it. They will relate acceleration with the velocity. They will ask what is the velocity of the block after time t seconds. Okay, now you will get acceleration from these calculations. Just substitute acceleration here. Initially the block is at rest, then they will ask you to determine velocity of the block after time t seconds, or else they will ask like this: time required to attain the velocity of the block v meter per second is, in that case you can calculate t. Next, the distance traveled by the block after time t seconds with an acceleration a. Here the distance traveled by the block after attaining a velocity of v. Like that, people will frame different questions in GATE. To solve all the questions, we should have full command on the free body diagram. First step is drawing free body diagram. After that, applying equilibrium equations. Then our kinematic equations. Just apply kinematic equations. You can solve any problem in competitive exams. First, you should become expert in drawing free body diagram. It is very simple question. Focus on the 5 statements. You can happily draw free body diagram. Just applying equilibrium equation is a very simple thing. After that, some calculations will come. Okay? So this is the logic. Just there is a first step. I gave complete thing. Follow same procedure to the remaining questions. Okay? I am focusing only on free body diagram in this chapter. After that, we need to apply kinetics of rigid bodies. We are having another chapter. In that chapter, we will focus on kinetics of rigid bodies. Okay? This is the way to draw free body diagram for the block. Right on up to here. See, this is now block is on inclined plane. It is moving downwards with an acceleration a. Now here the block is this. We are applying force P. Now the block is moving up on an inclined plane theta. Okay? So on an inclined plane theta. Okay? So two different cases. Here block is moving up. Block is moving up. Block is moving up on an inclined plane. Here block is moving down. On an inclined plane. Okay, it is very simple actually how to draw free body diagram. Just have a look on it. See this free body diagram. Just I zoomed it. What is the first statement? What is the first statement? Weight always at vertically downward direction. Weight always at vertically downward direction. Here also same thing. Say this. First, weight always at vertically downward direction. Here P is there. We need to apply some force P. Okay? Here no need to apply force. It will just keep it fixed proper angle. After that the block will slide down without application of the force. First statement, weight always act vertically downward direction. Then normal reaction always act perpendicular to the surface. One normal reaction acting on the block. It acts perpendicular to the surface, perpendicular to the inclined surface. That is the definition of normal reaction. Now, clear na? Normal reaction always act perpendicular surface. At contact surface, two normal reactions will be acting, both are equal in magnitude, unlike in nature. Okay, so no strain, no tension. After that, inertia force and frictional resistance, both are acting opposite to the direction of motion. It is inertia, mass into acceleration, frictional resistance, mu into n. Okay, here roughness is coefficient of friction at contact surface is mu, normal reaction n, F are equal to mu n. These two forces acting opposite to the direction of motion of the block. Apply same thing here, normal reaction. So of course this is the acceleration, this is the normal reaction. Again, inertia force and frictional resistances both are acting opposite the direction. So this is the direction of motion. So inertia force acting opposite to the direction of motion. Here also same thing, F are equal to mu into n. That's it. This is the way to draw free body diagram for the block when it is moving up. In here it is moving down when it is moving up. Use our 5 statements, more than enough to draw free body diagram. Now how to resolve it? Of course it is theta, W cos theta. Here it is W sin theta. So how to tell whether it is theta or not? See here, it is W na. It is W. That means it is 90 minus theta. Here it is what? Of course it is theta. Correct na? Correct or not? Just weight is acting vertically downward direction. Take a triangle. If it is theta, 90 minus theta. Okay, so how to resolve weight? Okay, along this it is making a normal with a normal na theta. Okay, W is making an angle theta with the normal. That's it. Okay, just resolve the forces. W cos theta and W sin theta. Similarly, here now, it is theta, W cos theta, W sin theta. Okay, so it is very simple actually. Now, just apply equilibrium equations. Frictional resistance na on the rough surface, this will be the frictional resistance mu into n, and this will be the frictional resistance mu into n. It will help you. Okay, now in this problem no need to draw free body diagram for the ground, but concept is important. What are the steps you need to follow to draw free body diagram? Now here this is the free body diagram. Just apply equilibrium equations. Sigma V equal to 0. Sigma V equal to 0 in the sense n equals to W cos theta. Sigma H equals to 0. Here W sin theta equals to inertia force plus frictional resistance. Here it is mass into acceleration mu into n. W sin theta. Here what you will get it? W into sin theta minus mu into cos theta equals to m into a. Here you can call it as W by G into acceleration, W sin theta minus mu into cos theta. Finally, we will get a beautiful expression for acceleration, G into sin theta minus mu into cos theta. Okay, this is acceleration of the block when it is moving down. Now just apply here sigma v equals to 0. Here also same thing, w n equals to w cos theta, sigma h equals to 0. Here tell me, here what you will get it? Inertia force plus frictional resistance plus w sin theta. Here nothing but sigma h equal to 0 means sum of the left force equal to sum of the right forces. Inertia force, frictional resistance plus w sin theta equals to P. Correct now? Now, mass into acceleration mu into n w sin theta equals to P. Mass into acceleration plus w cos theta plus w sin theta equal to P. Finally, acceleration equals to, tell me, P minus w into mu cos theta plus sin theta. Correct na? W taken common, mu cos theta plus sin theta. Here it is 1 by m. This is the acceleration in this case. Okay, so first focus on the 5 statements. How to draw free body diagram for the block when it is moving down, when it is moving up, how to apply equilibrium equations, finally how to determine acceleration. From acceleration, once you substitute this acceleration in kinematic equations, you will get the remaining. You can calculate velocity by using v equal to u plus at. You can calculate the distance by using s equal to ut plus of at square. V equals to u plus at, s equals to ut plus of at square, v square minus u square equal to 2as. This is complete set. You can calculate anything by drawing free body diagram and applying kinetics. Okay. So now write down up to here. Yeah. Now we need to discuss a wonderful topic, that is understanding the meaning of limiting friction. Okay, it is one of the previous year gate question. Just have a look on it. A block of mass m equal to 1 kg, a block of mass 1 kg is resting on rough horizontal surface with coefficient of friction mu and a force P equal to 0.8 Newton is applied on the block. Then the magnitude of friction is dash. Clear? They gave mass and mu equals to 0.1. Mu equal to 0.1 is given. Mass of the block is given. A block resting on the rough horizontal surface with coefficient of friction 0.1. A force P equal to 0.8 Newton is applied on the block. Then determine the magnitude of the friction. Okay, so this is the question given in GATE. Okay, now how to solve this problem? Options are option A 0 Newton, option B 0.8 Newton, option C 0.981 Newton, point D 1 Newton. Okay, so now how to solve this problem? Okay, so it's very simple actually. First I need this is the question actually. I need full space. Yeah, just draw this block at corner. A block resting on the rough horizontal surface. P equals to 0.8 Newton. Mass m, mu equal to 0.1. Now, see here. That is the block. It is the block. Weight always act vertically downward direction. Normal reaction always act perpendicular to the surface. Okay, another normal reaction is acting on the floor. Okay, a load P equals to frictional resistance here, inertia force here. Okay, so why? Because it tries to move in this direction. Okay, first check it once. F are equal to mu into N. Okay, so it is very simple actually. Sigma V equals to 0, N equals to W, N equals to M into G equals to 1 into 9.81. So N equals to 9.81 Newton. Okay, that is the normal reaction. F are equal to mu into N. Here mu is nothing but 0.1 into 9.81. So here 0.981 Newton. If you substitute 0.981 Newton here, system is balanced or not? Tell me. Here it is 0.8 Newton. Here it is how much? 0.981 Newton. Actually this is what? Limiting friction. Yeah, once you apply equilibrium equation, system must balance. Correct na? Sigma H equal to 0. That equation must satisfy. Okay. Once you substitute 0.981 Newton here, it can't satisfy. Why? Because here you are applying 0.8 Newton only. Okay. Here this is called limiting friction. You calculated frictional resistance by equating with mu n. That is limiting friction. Limiting friction means the maximum capacity of the roughness, maximum resistance capacity of roughness present at contact surface. This is what? Maximum resistance capacity of roughness present at contact surface. Okay, so it is the capacity actually. Okay, what is the frictional resistance at that particular situation is different. Okay, for example, if you apply 0.1 Newton, the resistance offered by the roughness present at contact surface is 0.1 Newton only. Okay, na? Here you applied 0.1. It can resist 0.1 na? To nullify this, the block will be at rest. There is no inertia. Force. The block will be at rest. Okay? The meaning of limiting friction is the maximum resistance capacity of roughness present at contact surface. It is capable to resist 0.981 Newton. That is different. Okay, na? It can resist the motion of the block until you apply 0.981 Newton. If you apply more than 0.981 Newton, the block will be in motion. That is the meaning of limiting friction. Okay. Here you applied 0.1 Newton. Whatever the roughness present at contact surface, it can resist 0.1 Newton only. Okay, if you apply 0.1 Newton, what is the frictional resistance? 0.1 Newton only. If you apply 0.8 Newton, what is the resistance offered by the roughness? 0.8 Newton, still the block is at rest. Okay. If you apply 0.981 Newton, what is the resistance offered by roughness present at contact surface? 0.981 Newton, still the block is at rest. Now I applied 1 Newton. 1 Newton. In this case, what is the resistance offered by the roughness present at contact surface? 0.981 Newton only. It is the capacity, maximum capacity of roughness present at contact surface is 0.981. Okay, if you apply more than 0.981, more than limiting value, okay, the remaining, whatever the remaining force is there now, that will be given to inertia force, then the block will be in motion. That is the concept of limiting friction. Okay, here what is the extra force? It will be added to inertia force in this case. 0.981 means 0.00 0.019. Correct? Correct? 0.019 means, yeah, of course, 1 Newton. 0.981, 19. Correct. So now 0.019 will be given to the inertia force. Then the system is in equilibrium. Then you can happily apply sigma h equal to 0. In this process, you apply 2 Newton force. 2 Newton force. In that case, what is the resistance offered by the roughness present at contact surface? Still 0.981. It is the maximum capacity of resistance capacity of roughness present at contact surface. Remaining 1.019 Newton given to the inertia force. Then the block will be in motion. In these two cases, the block will be in motion. Up to here, the block is at rest. Block is at rest. Okay. So that is the beauty of the meaning of limiting friction. Hope you understood the meaning. Now, what is the answer to this question? Here they applied 0.8 Newton. 0.8 Newton. What is the frictional resistance? 0.8 Newton. Then answer is B. Okay. So if 0.8 Newton is applied, what is the resistance offered by the roughness present at contact surface? 0.8 Newton. Okay. That is the frictional resistance at that particular instant of time. Okay. This is general case. So what is the limiting friction? Okay, now from this formula I will get limiting value. Okay, so first we need to check it out whether the equilibrium equations are satisfied or not. Okay, then only we need to move forward. Okay, this is all about a good question given in the gate. Okay, so same question is repeated also. Similar problem, I think same problem given for 2 times in gate based on this concept. Okay, so write on up to here. See here. A block of mass m. A block of mass m. This is the thing. Okay, it is hanging. It is a string actually. Okay, inextensible string. Now we need to build an expression for mass of the block. This is also one of the question given in GATE. Okay, so first try to draw free body diagram. So what is our statement? Weight always act vertically downward direction. tension in the string, tension always pull the body, another tension na, okay, will be acting on the floor. Okay, so vertical surface, tension always pull the block, tension always pull the body. Now normal reaction always act perpendicular to the surface, normal reaction always act perpendicular to the surface. Okay, what else? First statement, second statement, third statement. Okay, normal reaction always have perpendicular surface. Fifth statement, at every contact surface two normal reactions will be acting, both are equal in magnitude, unlike in nature. Fourth statement, whether the block is in motion or not. Tell me, block is not in motion, block is at rest, block is at rest. Okay, inertia force equal to 0, no inertia force, it is not in motion. Static frictional force come into picture, static frictional resistance, we need to take static frictional resistance. Here the block tries to move downward direction, correct na? Block tries to move downward direction, that is why frictional resistance will be acting opposite to that. Fr is equal to mu into n, and the frictional resistance inertia force equal to 0. Here mu is called coefficient of static friction. Okay, static frictional resistance. The block tries to move downward direction, then frictional resistance will be acting opposite to that direction of that. Okay, but block is not in motion. Okay, so now just to resolve the force, of course it is theta, W cos theta, W sin theta. Okay, so now here frictional resistance now opposite to that, mu into n. Now we can apply equilibrium equations. Sigma V equals to 0. Here n equals to W cos theta, and then sigma H equals to 0. Here W sin theta equals to tension T plus frictional resistance. W sin theta equals to T plus mu into n. W sin theta equals to tension T, mu into W cos theta. Here W is nothing but sin theta minus mu into cos theta is equal to T. Tension T is equal to W into sin theta minus mu cos theta. If they give tension in the string, if tension in the string is input, then they will ask you to determine mass of the block. Mass of the block is given, they will ask you to determine tension in the string. Tension in the string. Tension in the string. For the given mass of the block. For the given mass of the block. Now, mass of the block, for the given tension in the string. Tension in the string. In that case, here mass equals to, what is that? T by sin theta minus mu into cos theta. Here you will get G. Okay? So this is the mass of the block for given tension in the string. Okay? W equal to T by sin theta minus mu into cos theta. Okay, just G will get it. This is mass of the block for the given tension in the string. Okay, this question asked in the gate. Okay, for some numerical values are given. Okay, so in next year they may ask like this: tension in the string for the given mass of the block. Right on up to here. Here inertia force equal to 0. It's a common sense. Okay? Now, completed na? Okay, next. See here, it is one block. It is the string actually. Here block 1 and block 2. Here you applied the force P. Here it is mu, mu1 or mu. Here it is mu2. Okay. Mu equal to PP. Here P equal to minimum amount of force required to create a slip between the two blocks. Okay, here just to create a slip between the two blocks. In that case, two blocks are not in motion. If the block 2 is in motion, okay, so it is moving with the acceleration A, then it will go somewhere here after time t seconds. In that case, there is no contact between the two blocks, right? Here what they are asking, minimum amount of force required to create a slip between the two blocks. In that case, the inertia of two blocks will be equal to 0. No inertia force. These two blocks are not in motion. Just creating a slip like this. It's like one type of jerk. Okay, just to create a slip between the two blocks. So what is the minimum amount of force required to create a slip between the two blocks? If you apply more force, this block will be in acceleration mode. So after time t seconds, it will go somewhere. There is no contact between the two blocks. There is no meaning of drawing free body diagram for the system. Okay? So here they are asking minimum amount of force required to create a slip between the two blocks. In this case, inertia force. Here, two blocks are at rest. These two are not in motion. Okay, na? So now we can draw free body diagram for the block 1. What is the first statement? Weight always act. Vertically downward direction, weight always act. Vertically downward direction, here force, this particular P is acting here. Next, what is the next statement? Tension always pull the block. Tension always pull the block. Okay, tension always pull the body. This is the tension. Tension always pull the body. Okay, so first statement, second statement, third statement. At every contact surface, two normal reactions will be acting, both are equal in magnitude and like in nature. Okay, so here two normal reactions. At every contact surface, two normal reactions will be acting, both are equal in magnitude and unlike in nature. Here one normal reaction is acting on the block 1, another normal reaction acting on the block 2. Next, at this contact surface, okay, here you can take mu1, here you can take mu2. At this contact surface, it will be N2, N2. Okay, one normal reaction is acting on the block 2, another normal reaction acting on the floor. Okay, so here this block is moving, try to move. This block is not moving. Block tries to move in this direction. In this direction. That means frictional resistance will be acting opposite to the direction of that. Here Fr2 equal to whatever the friction here, friction contact surface na. What is the friction present at contact surface? Mu2. Mu2 into normal reaction. Okay. Mu2 into N2 and the relative friction Fr2 equal to mu2 into N2. Okay. So what is the slip? Slip between the two blocks. This block tries to move in this direction. This block it tries to move backward. This is called slip na. Just it's a slip. This block tries to move in this direction. In that case, this block tries to move like this. Then slip between the two blocks will occur. This is moving in this direction. Here frictional resistance here. Now what is the frictional resistance to the block 1? This is called slip. Slip. Block is moving in this direction. Then frictional resistance Fr1 equal to roughness present at contact surface is mu1, normal reaction and 1. What is the relative friction? Fr1 is equal to mu1 N1. We incorporated all the forces. First statement, weight always act vertically downward direction, tension always pull the body, and normal reaction all perpendicular to surface. At every contact surface, two normal reactions both are equal in magnitude, unlike in nature, and frictional resistance also there. This is static friction. Okay, even the block is rest, static friction present in the system. Okay, so this block tries to move in this particular direction, tries to move, then frictional resistance will come in this particular direction. Relative friction is this. Okay, what is meant by slip? Block 2 moving in this direction, block 1 moving in this direction, then only you will create a slip. Tries to move is different, moving is different. Moving means acceleration will come. It's just a slip. Okay, so opposite to the direction of this particular slip, here Fr1 equal to mu1 N1. Relative friction we need to incorporate here. This is called relative friction. Relative friction. This is the way to draw free body diagram for the block 1 and block 2. Correct na? Okay, now can I say it is minimum? P minimum. Okay. Now we can apply equilibrium equations. Can I rub this? You have drawn free body diagram for the block 1 from FBD for the block 1. Free body diagram for the block 1. Here sigma V equals to 0, N1 equals to W1. Next, sigma H equals to 0, tension T equals to, tell me, Fr1, okay, T equals to mu into N1 equal to mu into W. That is the tension in the string, W1. Okay, so from FBD for the block 2, from free body diagram for the block 2. Here, tell me, sigma V equals to 0. Here, block 2, sum of the downward force equal to sum of the upward forces, N1 plus W2. Here, N2 is acting upward, N1 plus W2. N1 equal to W1, N2 is equal to W1 plus W2. Now, sigma H equals to 0. Here, what you will get? Sum of the left force equal to sum of the right forces. FR1, just take sum of the right force equal to FR1 plus FR2. Correct na? Here, P minimum equal to FR1 plus FR2. Mu1 N1 plus mu2 N2. Mu1 W1 plus mu2 W1 plus W2. Mu1 plus mu2 W1 plus mu2 W2. P minimum. This is the expression to determine minimum amount of force required to create a slip between the two blocks. Just we have drawn free body. Okay, this is also one of the previous year gate question. Okay, just they gave 2 books. And what is the magnitude of minimum amount of force required to create a slip between the 2 blocks? Okay, write down up to here. Now, another question. Here, it is one block. Some string is there. It is P theta. Okay, string, inextensible string. Here mu, here also mu. W1, W2, 2 blocks. Now we need to apply, you need to draw free body diagram for the 2 blocks separately. Okay, so both blocks will move in this particular direction. Okay, first draw free body diagram for the block 1. Here, free body diagram for the block 2. Okay, weight. What is our statement? Weight always act vertically downward direction. Here also same thing. Weight always act vertically downward direction. Next statement. Tension always pull the block. Same string, same tension. Same string, same tension. Okay. So tension always pull the block. Tension always pull the block. Normal reaction always act perpendicular to the surface. Means one normal reaction N1. Another normal reaction will be acting on the floor. Okay. N2, another normal reaction, N2 is acting on the floor. Okay. So next P, of course we need to incorporate applied force P here. Of course theta, P cos theta, then P sin theta will be acting like this. Okay. Next, what else remaining? Inertia force and frictional resistance. Okay, that is 4th statement. Inertia force, here it is what? Acceleration. Inertia force and frictional resistance both are acting opposite to the direction of motion. Of course, This is frictional resistance 1 equivalents to mu N1, inertia force Fi1 is equal to mass into acceleration. It is inextensible string, then both are having same acceleration. How can you say this? You applied the force. The distance moved by block 2 is 5 meter. What is the distance moved by the block 1? 5 meter only. Okay, it is following na inextensible string. It is straight spring. It is not extensible. It is not extended. Okay, inextensible and stiff string. Okay, so in that case, the distance moved by the block 2 will be equivalent to distance moved by the block 1. Velocity of the block 2 equal to velocity of the block 1. Then acceleration of the block 1 equivalent to acceleration of the block 2. That is the beauty. They both are having same accelerations. Okay, inertia force in the block 2, mass 2 into acceleration, frictional resistance in the block 2, mu into N2. Okay, it's a matter of applying free body diagram for the block 1. This is block 2. Okay, so from, can I say, FBD, block 1, FBD, block 2. Here, so frictional resistance na, relative frictional resistance. Fr1 is equal to mu N1. So here it is like this. Yeah. Fr2 equal to mu N2. Okay. So here you are having how many unknowns? Tension and acceleration. Number of unknowns. Number of unknowns. Number of unknowns. Equivalents to 2. What are they? Acceleration and tension T. Number of unknowns, 2. Number of free body diagrams. Number of free body diagrams. Okay, number of free body diagrams. Tell me 2. Okay, so FBD, block 1, FBD, block 2. This is the logic. Number of unknowns, number of free body diagrams, both must be equal. Accordingly, we need to set a question. Okay, based on the kinetics of rigid bodies chapter. Okay, here we need to take care of the things while setting a question paper. Okay, so before building the question, you should think about number of unknowns here, number of available equilibrium, number of free body diagrams, and number of unknowns. Both must be equal. Then only we can solve the problem. Okay? So now we can try to solve the problem. FBD, block 1. Okay, here sigma V equal to 0, N1 equal to W1, sigma H equal to 0. Here inertia force 1 plus frictional resistance 1 is equal to tension T, M1A plus mu N1 equal to T, M1A plus mu into W1 equal to T. Now, FBD, block 2, sigma V equal to 0. Here what you will get it? N2 is equal to W2, sigma H equal to 0. No. Here sigma V equal to what? N2 is N2 plus N2 plus P sin theta. Here N2 plus P sin theta equal to W2. Sigma H equal to 0 in the sense inertia force to frictional resistance to these two, and tension also there. Tension T, these three equal to P cos theta. Here N2 is equal to W2 minus P sin theta. Here M2A mu N2 plus T equal to P cos theta. Finally, M2A plus mu into W2 minus P sin theta plus tension T equal to P cos theta. Okay? Here tension T is equal to M1A plus mu into W1. Here tension T is equal to P cos theta minus M2A. Okay, minus mu into W2 minus P sin theta. Once you equate these two things, equation number 1, equation number 2. Okay, so from equation number 1 and 2, you will get tension equal to dash, acceleration equal to dash. This is the logic. Okay? So you need to follow this format. No need to derive it here. You will get some numericals, then the things will be very simple. Okay? So follow the structure. How to solve the problem? You will see this kind of figure in the question. Immediately you need to draw free body diagram, then apply equilibrium equations. Before applying equilibrium equation, you should maintain this common sense. Number of unknowns present in the question, number of free body diagrams, both must be equal. Then start applying equilibrium equations for free body diagram for the block 1. Sigma V equal to 0, sigma H equal to 0. These two combined, once you combine these two equations, you will get one unique equation. Okay, we need to combine these two. Finally, you will get another equation. Two equations, two unknowns, you can happily solve the problem. This is the format to solve kinetics of rigid body problems. Okay, so you can happily draw these two free body diagrams by using our table. Okay, we are having 5 statements to draw free body diagrams. Write down up to here. Yeah. Yeah, this is all about system of blocks. Now we need to discuss system of pulleys. Okay.